Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Kanabo Group's channel, Naturally Made Precise Cannabis Oil Products. Joining us is Avihu, the Chief Executive Officer today. Welcome, sir.
Hi, nice being here.
And a pleasure to have you, man. So what we're going to do here is we're going to be diving down into your company. We're going to be taking a look at the financials, but I always like to roll back a little bit, get to know some of the team, your experience. I mean, you have over several years of hands-on experience in cannabis ventures and even founded a leading vape company in Israel. Do you mind just indulging us a little bit? Tell us kind of your experience in this industry.
Yeah, no problem. So actually my experiences came from a personal need for cannabis. I was working for Accenture as a senior executive, and at some point I just understand that I'm an entrepreneur in heart, not type of corporate America. And at the same time, basically, I got to the point where I suffered from migraines for many years, I think since I was a kid. And I met my physician, and he told me at that time, we're talking about 2012, he said, well, have you tried medicinal cannabis? I said, okay, medicinal cannabis, I haven't tried yet, but if it's helping people, I will try. And I suddenly moved to this world of medical cannabis that in Israel at that time was outside of the regular medicinal realm. And I still remember until today that I was sitting with a group of patients with a nurse. I think she was a nurse. She had a white coat, and she was teaching us how to roll cannabis cigarettes. And that's something that I was a bit shocked. I said, well, I haven't smoked until now. I think it was already something like 33. And that's the recommendation. That's the medical recommendation to consume this medicine. I understood immediately there's an opportunity here. So I started to connect to some leading flower vaporizers companies and just started to import to Israel. We had 8 licensed producers at that time, so it was extremely easy to penetrate this market. And the company became by far the biggest distributor of vaporizers in Israel. Until today, I think 3 out of 4 patients are using one of the vaporizer of that company. And that was really me entering the market, understanding the need, seeing what's missing. And in 2017, I understood that it's great to have this solution, but at that point, we need to go and innovate. We need to bring something new. And that's the beginning of Kanabo.
So that was the aha moment that just kind of kicked all of that off. Do you want to talk briefly too on your team here and some of the people that are offering, some expertise? Because I saw a lot of experience. You've got a pretty broad board with David, Uziel, Marab, just to name a few. I mean, do you want to talk about some of those guys?
Yeah, so I think that our chairman is a key person. He's more than just a director and a chairman. He's involved. He's an investor. He's a personal mentor. David Su, he's an entrepreneur in the biotech industry. Built a company from being a CEO of the company 30 years. The company name is Kamada, and listed on the NASDAQ. Sold probably over $1 billion in revenues through the years, and have 3 medicines approved by FDA. So really coming with a very strong biopharmaceutical background. We have Uzi Danino, who was the VP of one of the leading banks in Israel, was the CEO of the biggest investment bank in Israel, really bringing us the side of the financial team. And from the UK side, we have Dr. Dan Poulter. He was the UK Ministry of Health, still an active MP, and a doctor as well, a doctor that is prescribing and a psychiatrist doctor. So he's bringing really his knowledge on what patients need, specifically patients with PTSD and challenges of this type, and understanding the medical establishment. So understanding, from the other hand, the worries and fear of the medical establishment in Europe. And we have to remember that in Europe, in the UK, even still in Israel, we're not in a place where it's a recreational market. It's not a place where, like North America, the market is mainly recreational. It's still this medical market that is growing very fast, and we see more acceptance, but at the same time, the number one fear of physicians, or maybe the worry they have, is smoking the medicine. You know, it's hard to convince a physician, doesn't matter who or which physician it is, that that's the best way to, or the best route of administration to consume your medicine, smoking it.
Yeah. So just to kind of expand briefly, I mean, it seems like you guys got a lot of history in capital markets and a lot of experience kind of with the global idea of what's going on in this cannabis industry. Do you mind just offering kind of a mission statement behind exactly what Kanabo is doing and the kind of markets that you're trying to impact?
So Kanabo's vision is a simple one, but a big one. We're medicalizing delivery methods and route of administrations. So we're taking this delivery methods that we know already works in North America, in a market that is a free market, recreational market, but we're medicalizing it with certifications and producing in a pharmaceutical grade to bring it to the rest of the world. Because let's remember that anywhere else that is not North America, the only two options that patients have right now is flowers or tinctures. That's it. There's no innovative products. And the reason that you don't have these innovative products is because you need to medicalize it. You need a medical device vaporizer in order to bring vapes into the market. You need a production of EU GMP grade pharmaceutical to bring edibles to the market. So that's a really big barrier to entry. And Kanabo took maybe the biggest challenge in that, to take a vape pen, to make it a meter dose vape pen, and then to medical device. And today we have a certificate of approval of medical device in Israel. We just launched the first medical vape pen in the UK into the market. And we're in the last stage of receiving a full European medical device certificate that will bring us into the German market and beyond that, because basically the European medical device certificate has a fast track across the world.
That's pretty incredible insight. So when we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to divulge farther into what you're talking about here, because it's definitely an interesting viewpoint, trying to hit some of the European markets and expanding beyond. But on that note, Avihu, I definitely appreciate your time today. Thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. On that note, folks, let us know what you think in that comment section below, and we can have an investor Q&A. Consider subscribing for that news as it comes down the wire as well. And we continue to update this story, but stay cool, stay awesome, and I look forward to catching you in the next one.